Welcome to Watches with Dennis, and today I want to talk about Oris's ProPilot X Calibre 400. This is one of the watches they revealed at Watches and Wonders, and it is now available here as of April 2022 for purchase. These are not limited watches, but it is a new look for the Calibre 400, which is not brand spanking new in terms of movement, but is relatively new. The watches have been introduced in 3 dial colors: gray, blue, and what Oris calls on their website red, but which everyone else seems to generally agree is a salmon. So let's go through some specifications, starting with what I mentioned at the start of the video, and that is the movement. So this is the Calibre 400. That is an in-house movement developed by Oris. It's a 21 joule movement that beats at 4 hertz. It is an automatic movement, and the most distinctive feature about it is it offers approximately 120 hours or 5 days worth of power reserve. In terms of the ProPilot X Calibre 400 features, we're talking about a watch with a 39mm diameter, the 3 aforementioned colors, gray, blue, and red salmon. The indices are applied. It offers 100 meters of water resistance. The case and the bracelet are both titanium, and there is, in my opinion, some sparing use of lume, and the lume type is Super Luminova. So what are my overall thoughts on the ProPilot X Calibre 400? Aesthetically, I like it, but I'm not quite sure why they call it a pilot watch. I guess this may date back to what their other ProPilots are, but when I look at this, nothing about the watch screams that it's a pilot watch. It's clearly not a Flieger. It doesn't offer a slide rule tool like Breitling might choose to do. It doesn't offer GMT functionality. There aren't even Arabic numerals on the dial. I suppose with the length of the hands and the sizing vis-a-vis the dial itself that it's supposed to be easy to read, and that, I guess, is all it takes to be considered a pilot watch. But I actually get more of that sporty dress watch vibe, sort of like how I feel about the Aquaterras from Omega or Rolex with their Datejust or Oyster Perpetual line. The dials are classy, I think, in a dress watch style, but the bracelets sort of contrast that because the bracelets come across as what I saw one YouTube channel state as aggressive, and looking into these, I definitely agree. The bracelets play very aggressive against a very staid sort of dial, so it's an interesting contrast. It's not in conflict. I don't think it clashes. It just gives it a very unique look. Overall, aesthetically, I find these watches quite pleasing. I would say of the 3 dial variations, the gray is the one that catches my eye the most. But on the flip side, it's tough for me to want a watch exactly like this, given I have so many that are date plus time watches already. But that, of course, is just a personal issue that I have. Oris is an independent Swiss brand that I have long been interested in trying to get into, and I've looked at a few of their watches over time, and I just never pulled the trigger on them. I think overall, for most of the watch buying public, these ProPilot watches are going to play a lot better than last year's Watches and Wonders reveals, which overall I really mostly remembered those very pastel colored bronze watches. And bronze, of course, is a very polarizing metal, and those were pretty extreme looking watches, even for bronze watches. This looks a lot more tame, and I think it's got a number of things going for it, from the classically designed dial to the interesting looking bracelet to the fact that it is titanium. And so people looking to get into titanium, which is a metal that seems to be gaining traction in watchmaking for buyers at least, this is another option that's now on the table for them. The 39mm diameter size I think is going to appeal to a lot of people, but of course larger wrist individuals may be put off by that size. It does play into what we've been seeing lately with a lot of watches sort of trending downward on the diameter size and falling below 40mm. But those are my first impressions. What are yours? Have any of you been able to handle one of these watches yet? If you have, please comment below. And if you enjoyed the video, do give it a like. And if you want to be notified when I have new videos, just click the subscribe button. Take care, everybody.